Hello and good evening and welcome back to our advanced calendar. And I'm back here with the translation with OpenAI topic. And yeah, today I wanted to show you how the front end looks like. And you can see here, this is my Dataverse. I have made a custom app called Translations. Of course, we could also integrate these translations to an existing app. But here are the terms, so our dictionary. And the first thing I would like to point out, okay, it's really easy if you have something like this to add a new term to the dictionary, right? You are already in a model-driven app if you're working with Power Apps, and yeah, you just click new here, and you need the English word and you need the German word in this case. If you have different languages, of course, you could also have this as, so if you have English as a base language and then a second language, that you have a drop down, what is the language I'm translating to here? Or if it's a fixed amount of languages, like, I don't know, the maximum would be 10, you could also just do separate fields. But I have prepared here defendant, plaintiff, and malicious. And then, because I think the sample will not fully tell you that it works, I have one very specific one here, Hello World and Frohe Weihnachten. And actually, Frohe Weihnachten would translate to Merry Christmas, but you will see that this will not happen anymore. So then let's go over to the translations. I have prepared one translation here so that we have a sample that contains these words. So we will translate to English and to German text, and maybe we need something what we are translating. On this dev environment, I don't have typical entities like case. So I made the options available here for accounts and contacts. But I thought, okay, maybe you could also do an email translation, but you would only need translate the content in this case and not the email structure around it. Could be an option, but let's save this then. And in a few seconds, so now the flow starts to run. And yeah, it will take a couple seconds, and then we will see the translation in English. There we go. The plaintiff alleges that the defendant acted maliciously. So we had plaintiff, defendant, and maliciously. All these three words were translated correctly. But really, this is kind of a standard sentence. So we don't really know, okay, would the AI have translated this correctly without the terms already, or did it need the terms to do it? And to really show you, okay, sorry, I want to go to English, that it really does use these terms. I will write for, and this means Merry Christmas to you all if you don't speak German by chance. And if we translate that one, it will be, oh, it was very quick, Hello World to all of you. So yeah, usually it would be Merry Christmas to all of you, but the terms are taken here. So let's hop over into the flows. First one is the export term flow. So whenever we add a term, we so this is just a composure that the format we decided on, that we will take first German and then English, and then we just need to send it to the API. In the first video we talked about architecture, so we put an API in between that then handles storing the actual term. And yeah, pretty simple. We just need to pass our authentication secret and the term that we just combined, and then it's already in the dictionary. So it will take a few seconds only for the AI to have the new term that it previously translated incorrectly, to do it correctly afterwards. And then the actual translation is a little bit more complex, but whenever we add a translation, we first need to decide, okay, which language are we translating? And then the main action here is this HTTP connector. If you have a more complex solution, maybe you also want to go with a custom connector where you put the API behind, but really for this simple thing, I just take the translate endpoint, again my secret, and then I have the text, and the text will change depending on what the base language and what the target language is, from German to English. And then we pass out the result because you saw there is this JSON structure that is given back with more information, but we only care in this case about the value. And then we write back the value, in this case, to the English field. And in the other side of the flow, let's hop over here. So this time we write it to the German field if we are translating to German. So pretty simple in terms of flows and the front end. And the only thing I can imagine that users won't like is that they need to click refresh themselves when they are waiting for the translation, especially if the text is a little bit longer and it takes a minute. I can tell you that at least if you are capable of JavaScript, the very simple solution is to check once a minute, is the translation ready? So is the, for example, English field, does it have a value? And then you can refresh with the client API yourself. And to not have to click refresh all the time. It will auto refresh as soon as the translation is ready. Okay, with that, I will finish this mini series within the advanced calendar, and I will see you tomorrow.